You are 21 years old. You have $580 in a savings account you barely check. You just started your first real job. After tax, your fortnightly take-home is $1,920. Both of you, same number, same city, same Monday morning. That's where this splits. Path A, the builder. Path B, the spender. Neither of them is smarter. Neither of them gets lucky. The only difference is the system they build this week, and systems compound, both kinds. The job is entry-level admin at a logistics firm in the outer suburbs. The office smells like printer toner and old carpet. Your manager is a calm woman named Leanne. She explains things once. You take notes. On the Thursday after your first paycheck, you open a high-interest savings account, 5.5% per year. You set an automatic transfer, $400 a fortnight. It leaves your account the morning pay arrives. You never see it sitting there. You open a brokerage account. You buy $150 of VAS. Expense ratio 0.07%. You set a recurring buy, $75 a fortnight. You consolidate your super into one fund. High growth, 96% growth assets. You are 21. You have time. The math strongly supports this. You still live at home, rent to your parents, $150 a week. You eat at home 5 nights out of 7, not from discipline, from a spreadsheet, age 23. You get a $4,200 raise. You don't upgrade your life. You upgrade the transfer. The savings goes to $600 a fortnight. The ETF buy goes to $120. You start making voluntary concessional super contributions under the First Home Super Saver Scheme, $150 a fortnight, pre-tax. At 24, you have saved $28,000 in the savings account, $18,400 in the FHSS Scheme inside super. Combined deposit pool, $46,400. You buy a house out of Brisbane, $465,000, 3 bedrooms. You use the FHSS funds plus savings for the deposit. You rent out the second bedroom, $740 a month. Your net housing cost after rental income, $1,640 a month. The ETF account keeps running, automated, uninterrupted, age 25. Property equity, $91,000. ETF brokerage, $19,800. Super, $38,400. Cash, $6,200. Net worth, approximately $155,400. You do not feel rich. You feel organized. That is what it actually feels like. Same job, same $1,920 fortnightly take home, same Monday. You move into your own 1-bedroom apartment. Rent, $1,480 a month. The street is quiet. The coffee shop is 2 minutes away. You chose it on purpose. You open a savings account. You deposit $300. 3 weeks later, you transfer $240 back for a festival ticket. There is an afterpay balance. $380 for new clothes for the new job. There is a gym membership at $59 a month. You use 6 times in the first month and twice in the second. Your super sits in a default fund your employer picked. You'll sort it later. At 22, you get a credit card, $4,000 limit. You needed it for a car repair. At 23, you get a $4,200 raise. The apartment upgrade follows. Rent becomes $1,750. The building has a rooftop. You use it 4 times. The credit card balance grows. $1,200 becomes $3,100. At 19.99% APR, the interest this month is $51. You pay the minimum. At 24, you try to save for a deposit. You open a new account. You deposit $500. By month 3, it holds $180. The property market keeps moving. The gap between your savings and a deposit grows faster than you can close it. Age 25. Credit card debt, $4,800. Monthly interest, $79. Super, $14,200. Still in the default fund. 3 years of fees you didn't track. No property. No brokerage account. Savings, $940. Net worth approximately negative $3,860. You are not in crisis. The salary is real. The job is fine. The life looks like what a 25-year-old life is supposed to look like. From the outside, you and Path A look almost identical. The difference is $159,260. Path A, $155,400 net worth. Property equity building. ETFs compounding. Super on a high growth trajectory. Path B, negative $3,860. High interest debt running. Super years behind. No assets. The distance between these two people is $159,260. They earn the same income. They catch the same train. You rent out the Brisbane house entirely. You move into a share house for 12 months. It's a step back that is actually a step forward. Rental income covers the mortgage. The property is cash flow neutral. The equity keeps growing. At 27, new job, senior operations, $88,000. You max your concessional super contributions for the first time, $27,500 total. The tax treatment saves you $3,100 that year. You reinvest it. At 28, using equity from the first property as collateral, you buy a second property, a 2-bedroom unit, regional Queensland, $310,000. Zero cash out of pocket for the deposit. It rents for $1,520 a month. Net cash flow after all costs, positive $260 a month. The ETF account now holds $51,000. The contributions never stopped. Not during the market correction at 26. Not during the mortgage stress at 24. Never. Age 30. Net worth, approximately $407,000. Monthly passive income from real estate, $260 net cash flow. Salary, $88,000. Savings rate, 31%. You drive a 2019 Mazda with 108,000 kilometers on it. It runs. You see no reason to change that. You have options, not in the abstract, concrete, modeled, stress-tested options. Promotion, $72,000. The title is good. The team likes you. The work is real. You get a car loan, $31,000, 7.2% over 60 months. The payment is $618 a month. You needed a car. The trim level was optional. You chose it anyway. At 27, your company downsizes. Your role is made redundant. 7-week severance, $9,400 after tax. You have $1,600 in savings, $5,400 in credit card debt. The severance covers 10 weeks before the next job starts. Bridging the gap costs $2,800 on the card. The new job pays $68,000. A step back. Not permanent, they say. At 29, you consolidate the cards into a personal loan, $7,900 at 11.4%. The cards are clear. You feel relieved. By 30, one of them carries a balance again. Age 30, super, $41,000. No property, no brokerage. Personal loan, $4,200. Card balance, $2,100. Car loan, $14,800. Net worth, approximately $19,900. You are not broken. You are functional. You go to work. You pay the bills. The month ends. The next one starts. Nothing moves. The gap at 30. Path A, $407,000 net worth, 2 properties, super compounding, $260 a month arriving without effort. Salary of $88,000. Path B, $19,900 net worth, no property, no market exposure, $178 a month leaving for debt that will still be there next year. The distance between these two people is $387,100. 9 years ago, they had the same $1,920. The same Monday morning, the same cracked coffee mug on the same kind of desk. One of them set up a $400 transfer before the money could become a decision. The other one meant to. The Tuesday after that moment still came. It always does for both of them. This is not to scare you or give you anxiety. Whatever age level you belong today, you are not alone and you are not too late. Start the change today. Now go. Be the builder and build your dream financial life.